Hey everybody, it's Monday night.
Hello.
Welcome to the Davis's house. I'm Chili.
I'm Nikki.
Over there somewhere.
I'm not paying a bit of attention.
She's not doing anything right. She's getting her stuff done.
I'm getting my stuff together.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
yeah.
Hope everybody had a good weekend.
We did.
We did. We had a busy weekend. We had senior prom on Saturday night, so I have survived the last of the proms.
Me too.
She made it home safely.
Yep.
By curfew.
Ish.
Mostly. No, she was fine.
Yeah.
Friday night, though, we were in St. Louis to see Alton Brown.
Yep.
And it was a hell of a show.
Of course. It was a really good show.
We saw him a couple of years ago in St. Louis, and I swore that night that the next time he rolled around, I was getting VIP tickets.
So she did.
So I did.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
It was a good time. I need to angle this a little better.
Which, the camera?
Yes, it's way over there.
You fix that while we're waiting on people to show up.
Oh my God, it's at least
I don't know. You know, they don't need to see the Cheerios box. It's by the
but I'm like right here,
pot.
so I can actually
you can hide it.
Yeah. So,
We're making some minor adjustments.
Yeah, as we go live, we got one person viewing.
Hey, Mama.
Couple.
And Pam.
And Pam, yeah. Hi, guys.
Welcome. So this is the end of our Caribbean adventure, and we didn't run into any pirates.
Nope.
Okay.
Shuck darn.
Yeah.
No
so,
shiver me timbers.
No Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yep.
Plenty of rum, though.
Yep.
Plenty of rum.
Whole month of rum.
Whole month of rum. He would be proud. So tonight we are doing a little bit of a boat trip around the Caribbean. So we're going to start with Curaçao, the island of and the
namesake
of
blue liquor.
Blue liquor.
Orange flavored blue liquor.
Orange flavored blue liquor.
Yeah.
So Curaçao actually was a orange flavored clear liquor first.
It was.
And it was.
We still have some.
Oh yeah, we've got some downstairs.
That one we don't really use Curaçao chicken. It doesn't turn it blue.
That was such a funny story. Anyway, I might tell that story later. It was not my chicken, however, thankfully. Yeah. They dyed it blue, colored it blue. I don't remember exactly when. I've forgotten that bit of the story. Specifically for cocktails, tropical blue colored cocktails.
Yeah.
So there is a story there, and I'm struggling to remember it, but I remember that much of it. So we're going to start in Curaçao, and we're going to probably go back to Curaçao halfway through, and then maybe end up in Curaçao at the end.
It depends on how delicious these are.
Because these are going to be really good cocktails. Then we're going to travel first to Dominica with
really
very easy cocktail with a rice dish. I have like real lemons back here if you want to garnish.
You can lemon wheel one or two sizes.
I'm fine without the garnish.
Garnish that with cherries too.
We could garnish. I actually prefer the cherry garnish, to be honest with you. Anyway, so we'll move on to Dominica with a saffron rice and shrimp dish with local rice, cahokia rice, and local, I say local shrimp. The company is local. The shrimp is not. And then we will move on and land in Martinique with a Creole, I will say braised fish. We're going to kind of fake the braise a little bit and do a quick simmer, really is what we're going to do. Pickle tongs.
It is for cherries.
And I will talk a little bit more about the Creole influence when we get there.
All right. Let's liquor it up.
All right. That's your.
But you're right in
I'm in the way.
Yeah.
I know. I'm moving. I'll get out of the way.
She's always got to be in the center of attention, which happens to be in the center of the cocktail bar. So, we're going to start off with some rum. We're in the Caribbean, imagine that. Rum.
Lots
so we
of
have Appleton Estate. We still have some of that left over from our visit to Jamaica, so we'll just make a real quick detour and grab it. So we're going to put 2 ounces in each cocktail. We're not using a shaker tonight because we don't need to. We're number one because we're not using real fruit juice, so you don't need a shaker. You just pour it in.
Stir it up.
Stir it up, which I could use my stir stick. That'd be wonderful. An ounce of Blue Curaçao.
It's already green. See, pretty colors.
Pretty beautiful.
I have to say though that
colors.
locally you can buy that brand of Curacao, both the blue and the clear, at Pinch Penny, and it is.
Then we top it with some lemonade.
I don't remember if it's the original or just one of the first brands that did the Curacao, but it's one of the early. So I highly suggest getting a quality Curacao, whether you get clear or blue, doesn't matter, unless you're making a chicken dish and then you want the clear.
You can always get Cointreau or Garnier.
But you want the I like the blue.
I do too.
So
for the colors of the cocktail.
But don't get the
get triple sec
Curacao schnapsy stuff because I mean it's fine, but
you'll notice a difference.
You'll notice a difference for sure. So one cherry will give it a little bit of a purple in a spot or at the bottom when it sinks.
It's gonna sink.
So let us know you're watching Chili make blue drinks. It can sink. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I will too.
I'll get
just
to the
much
bottom.
faster.
Just much faster than me. Oh yeah, you'll get through more than one of those. I will not.
I will probably get more than one. Yeah.
Cheers. It is very full. Oh, yep.
Very much so.
Whew, that rum.
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
There we go.
One. I'll get through one.
That is mermaid something or other. I don't remember what it was. But there you go, folks.
We'll call it a blue mermaid. How's that?
Yeah, sure. It's kind of greenish, though.
Well, with purple dot at the bottom. All right, so that's Curacao visited. Like I said, we might
The
go back.
lilac one. Nah, not lilac. It was blue. Blue.
All right, I'm going to get our rice going. And because it's going to take 15-20 minutes to cook, and while it's cooking, I will do the fish. So I'm fudging just a little bit on the rice because the traditional recipe calls for tomatoes. I've already got tomatoes in the fish, so I was going to not kill my husband with the tomatoes.
He appreciates that.
So we're doing a saffron rice.
Yes.
I am keeping the peas in, though. I couldn't take all of the traditional ingredients out. And we're adding shrimp. So we'll kind of talk about all of that as we go here. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently than what the recipe has it in order just because of the ingredients that I have. I'm going to move my drink out of the way. So here's our shrimp. And it sounded a little bit like my grandmother.
That was
I'm sorry.
Horrible sounding.
I heard it as soon as it came out.
I felt it.
I don't recall her reading shrimp, however. So I have some olive oil heating in just a Dutch oven. I'm going to stir these off. These are Wild Alaska salmon and seafood, real red shrimp. So the shrimp themselves are not local. The company, the family that owns the company, I actually grew up with Heather, and I in a million years never would have suspected she would have ended up on a shrimp boat, so or salmon boat or any kind of fishing boat, to be honest with you. But I'm glad she did because their products are incredible.
Delicious.
So here in Carbondale, at the Carbondale Farmers Market that opened a couple of weeks ago, so far they've been there twice. You have to follow their Facebook page to know when they will or won't be at the market. I always try to catch them at the market because it's easy for me to just buy the bits and pieces I want as opposed to trying to do a subscription box from them. So these are their Royal Reds. They are beautiful.
They're
They're pretty good size. I just had some left in a bag that I'm using tonight, so I'm going to sear those off. So they've been sitting with a combination of things. JFX seafood seasoning.
Yep.
And then the Caribbean spice mixture that I made like 3 weeks ago, I still had some left, so I added that to it. So it gives it a little bit of heat on top of the seafood seasoning. So we're going to sear those off, and then we're going to pull them out of the pan. And honestly, I'm going to put them right back in the bowl that they're in because they'll go back in at the very end. But I want a nice sear on them. I don't want to just dump them in at the end because then they won't have any browning, and brown creates flavor.
It's true.
So just a little bit of olive oil, that, and the bits that stick to the bottom of the pan will create flavor in the rice.
That's well.
So we're gonna let those go. I've got this on medium heat. So the other pieces to this, like here in a bit. So I'll show you saffron. Saffron is a very expensive spice. I didn't think to look to see what the cost was these days on it. It's not something that I buy regularly, and I don't buy a lot of it when I do buy it.
Nope.
So I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic.
Okay.
Do this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait. I don't want the garlic to burn.
All right. Never mind. Yes.
Shrimp doesn't take long, so I'm not gonna walk too far away from this. So hold, please. I don't want it to burn. I don't want the bottom of the pan to burn.
It's true.
And we'll probably add a little bit more olive oil when we get going here. Not using butter. I don't want the fat in the butter because the butter that will actually brown and start to burn in all of this process. So we don't want that. So we're using olive oil instead. Neutral oil is fine. Okay, so while those are finishing up, so this is how saffron, how you buy. I mean, you can buy a bigger jar, but you probably don't want to. This has been hanging around the house for a number of years. I will hang on to saffron. I don't care how old it is. I will use it. Yes, it might lose a little bit of quality, but I don't care. It's expensive stuff. So if I don't use it up quickly, we're going to hang on to it. This little thing probably cost me $14 when I bought it, and it's probably a good 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You don't need a lot of it either.
You don't need a lot. You need a pinch. Okay, so flip it over and make sure you open it the right direction. Do that.
That way it doesn't go all over the floor.
Okay.
And the sugar booger doesn't eat it all.
Mm-hmm. So be careful that little containers are. You need some fingernails to do this. All right, there we go. I'm gonna pull these and put some more olive oil in here and turn this down to low. So these have a little bit of brown. I've got some ice fond at the bottom of my pan. A little bit of brown bits.
Yep.
I'm gonna add some more olive oil, and then we'll get our garlic going once I can get back to paying attention to it. First, we're gonna talk about saffron. So they are little threads. Sorry, I'm trying to fix them up. And you don't need many. A pinch will do in any dish. I use this a lot in rice dishes. I use it in, paella.
Which is a rice dish.
Yeah. And
rice dishes.
I'm picking it up.
Anything that gets a yellow color. Anything that needs a yellow color.
Yeah. So here's the deal. A pinch or two is what's going to go in this. And that red will turn a bright yellow. And the more you use, the brighter the yellow. If you don't have it, don't want to afford it, can't find it, turmeric is your substitute. And I'll probably add some turmeric as well. As certainly for the color, turmeric is very earthy in flavor. You'll notice the flavor of turmeric. Saffron is a very mild flavor. I don't know, maybe slightly floral, but still kind of on the earthy side. You're not going to pick it up as easily. And certainly if you're only using a pinch or two, but it's kind of like nutmeg. It's that thing in the background when you take a bite, you're like, I wonder what that is. So we'll go ahead and put that little bit in our olive oil.
It's in there. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, and we're going to move pretty quickly here. So I've got some garlic going in. Yes, I'm using garlic just because I have it and want to use it to use it up. those.
What do you need next? I'll bring it to you.
Give me those peas.
All right.
You want to keep garlic moving if you don't have anything else in here. We're not putting a lot of stuff in here. My peas are still on the frozen side, so they'll sizzle a bit. Yeah, that's actually. We might put some more in later. There you go.
Got it. Next.
And go ahead and give me that rice. So this is 1.5 cups dry Cahokia rice, rinsed. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit more of the saffron because I didn't really have a full pinch in here. And I'm going to be a little bit liberal because I've had this one so long that it probably needs to get used up. And it will go right back to its secret stash hiding place right over here.
Nobody can see that.
That's okay.
It's a secret hiding spot.
I'm going to add some turmeric just because I like the color that it provides.
What do you need? Sauce of any kind?
Yep. So the reason why I put the rice in and don't put the liquid in quite immediately is I like to get a little bit of like brown, maybe a fry on the rice just to get it started. It's going to give it a little bit more flavor.
This?
No, not that one. That's for the fish.
Okay. I don't know then.
So 1.5 cups of rice, 2.5 cups of liquid. We'll add more liquid if we need to.
Is that one over there?
Yeah, this one goes in.
Oh.
So this is seafood stock. You could use water, chicken stock. I've got, you guys know I use, okay, in America we say nor. I've heard people say canor. We say nor. But regardless, you can find this in the States pretty easily. So 2.5 cups of that going in. Thank you. We'll let our shrimp sit. We'll take a drink. Sorry if you heard that slurp.
Oh. Hi, JFX.
Hey,
She
guys.
says she hides the ground vanilla in the secret spot in her house.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'm going to move the rice to a different burner. And roughly, we'll start checking in about 10 minutes.
Medium?
For the moment.
Okay.
You want to get it to a boil and then back it down. Okay.
10-minute timer.
So more olive oil. So we're going to move on to the fish. So rice, Dominica. Rice is common all over the Caribbean, but fish, Martinique. Again, fish, shrimp, seafood, common all over the Caribbean, but kind of specific to the area. So Creole. Most of you will be familiar with Creole from where, Jillian?
The South, Louisiana.
Yep.
From the water boy and the coach, the assistant coach.
So when we think of Creole food here in the States, we think of Cajun and Creole in Louisiana. New Orleans, maybe more specifically. And the difference, we've talked about this a few times on the show, but the biggest difference, maybe the most obvious difference between Cajun and Creole, think of Cajun as country food, and Creole as the more upscale, sophisticated city food, if you will. And today, the distinctions are still there, but the distinctions were more there in the 1800s, during settlement times, and I guess expansion, U.S. expansion. So Creole has roots in the Caribbean, and Creole in the Caribbean has roots in Europe and Africa. But it made its way to the southern part of the States by way of Caribbean. And I will just come right out and say it was the slave trade that brought it here for the most part. So the other piece to that story is things like tomatoes that are part of Creole cuisine in New Orleans, but not part of Cajun cuisine. They were being shipped here from the Caribbean. I'm trying to talk and chop at the same time, so forgive me. And more expensive because of that. So it was the wealthy city folk who could afford
the maters,
ingredients like tomatoes. So you'll see that in Creole cuisine here, where you don't see it in Cajun. And so the fish dish, even though it's Caribbean, Martinique, Creole, very much the case, you'll see similar dishes here in the States. All right, so we're going to get some green onions. I have 4 of them here in our oil.
Yeah, I showed him the oil for a long time while you were talking, and realized I was like, oh, you know what? I
probably show me talking and not
show the cutting board and you talking at the cutting board.
That's okay. So we'll let those go just for a bit. Now, why do I have a big pot? I needed something oval for my fish.
It is a big fish.
So this recipe really calls for like the whole fish, which in the U.S. today is sometimes hard to find. Certainly where we're at, it's hard to find unless you go catch one out of the lake, which is not quite the right fish. It's also, when you're not used to eating like the whole fish and dealing with filleting and pulling the bone, all of that kind of stuff, it's a little intimidating. So I picked up also from Wild Alaska Salmon Seafood. This is a haddock fillet, and I just bought one because it's a
white fish.
Plenty, yes, it's a white fish. I'm trying to keep my garlic from burning. But I did the same thing as I did with the shrimp. So JFX seafood seasoning and the Caribbean rub that I made and used a few weeks ago gives it a little bit extra heat on top of the seafood seasoning. This honestly is all you need. I just had some left and decided to use it. So we'll put the fish in a minute. All right, so garlic. I don't have any hot pepper. This really needs hot pepper in it.
We have hot pepper.
I don't have a pepper. No, I've got what I want right here.
Okay.
Like you would want like a regular pepper to go in here. I've got a can of fire roasted tomatoes from the neighborhood co-op here in town. I strained them, but I kept the juice. Want the juice. So we're gonna let them cook just a bit to get a little bit more sear on them. So I'm building the base for the braised process. Another reason why I have a bigger.
So what's the Holy Trinity in Creole? I mean, if it's Holy Trinity is onion, celery, and garlic, and Cajun.
So Cajun, we're bell pepper, onion, celery.
Yeah.
For the fourth, you add the garlic.
Yeah.
Creole, it's as far as I can remember.
Maters.
It's the same.
Maters.
And then tomatoes is where the difference shows up.
Gotcha. So we're fancy tonight.
We're
going fancy.
Be rich people. Okay, so that was a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, drained, but I kept the
reserved
exactly
the juice.
So now that that's all in there, I will add some Pink Tiger Farms candied habanero, so a little bit sweeter, to replace the pepper I don't have, like the fresh pepper I don't have. So this will give it the heat that it needs, and I'm going to use a pinch. Like I said, I'm building the liquid that the fish is going to cook in. All right. So I have half a cup of seafood stock. To that, I'm going to add half a cup of the reserved tomato juice, which might be all of it, not quite.
Oh, it stopped the sear.
It did stop the sear, yeah.
It did. It was searing away, and then all of a sudden it got quiet.
And we're going to bring it back up to simmer here. All right.
Yep, that's true, JFX. JFX says, so Chili and his no tomatoes is the country boy,
Yes.
and Nikki is the city girl because she likes tomatoes. That's awesome. Yep.
Oh! Whoa, baby.
What?
That's going to make my nose run.
You didn't even put that much habanero in it?
Right.
Goodness gracious.
We're going to give it a little bit of a Caribbean spice kick.
Another one? More?
I'm going to add a little bit of extra salt. It's missing salt. I don't have enough salt in it. Right now I don't know where my salt is. So I've got, thank you very much.
I know where
Tomatoes
it's at.
need salt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're dropping on your side. Thank you.
That's okay. Turn that down so I don't want it to stick. Because that's going to be done before our fish is done.
That's okay.
All right, so here we go. Fish.
Next on the fish. We're still on there. Okay.
Well,
Here's the
so there's
fish.
our fish.
It's going in the pool. It's going to go for a swim. Oh, look at that. It is going for a swim.
Now, because it's just a fillet, it will not take long to cook.
Nope.
I'm going to cover it just a minute. I'm going to rinse my hands off.
Pam, I agree. She said her professors always said that hot pepper was good for the sinuses. It is.
It is.
Nikki's sinuses always run as soon as we get anything hot.
And I honestly don't mind it. I know we make fun of it on the show, but I really don't mind it.
She doesn't. It keeps her sinus headache free.
It does.
The type of fish is a haddock. It's just a standard white fish from the
Not from the Caribbean.
not from the Caribbean, but it is a white fish. So
easy for us to get. Now,
yeah, we got it from
Wild Alaska.
Wild Alaskan Seafood and Shrimps
Um,
at the Carbondale Farmers Market.
I'm going to chop up the rest of these
Green onions.
green onions so I have some.
Yes,
garnish.
please. We are 15 seconds away on your rice.
Okay.
You said 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to check it at the 10-minute mark. So
set a timer.
Yeah, always check. Don't just let rice go and go back to it 20 minutes because you might burn it out.
It's done.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I always kind of spot check at about the 10-minute mark because 15-20 minutes and we're usually pretty good. Probably in here I can tell it's not quite done, but it's pretty yellow. It's pretty. I don't know if you can see how yellow that is.
You go over to the other camera. Yeah, it's very yellow.
It's not quite done, but we're going to taste this anyway. You turn it back on to us for a while.
Oh, well.
I've got 5 or 6 minutes at least on the fish.
Timer for 5 minutes.
Not quite done, but delicious nonetheless. They'll probably use some more heat. It's not really supposed to be like spicy hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really good flavor though.
Well, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
I can always add heat. Very easy for me to add heat.
So quick rundown.
There's jars of heat in here.
There's jars of heat all over this house. And bottles of heat.
I'm thinking the one that we got in Nashville.
Oh, Skips?
Yeah.
Skips is right there.
Oh. There's a mater in the way.
There is a mater in the way. It's almost mater season. I'm very happy.
I know. It's almost strawberry season.
So,
I'm ecstatic.
Skips Peppers is out of Nashville. It is not even remotely
Caribbean,
but it will add some extra heat.
It will. You can always get the old slap your mama.
We are not slapping nobody's mama into this rice.
It slaps your mama.
Skips is plenty hot.
Cajun seasoning. Hot blend. It's
Right.
got some heat to it,
I'm not going to add the shrimp until our fish is
Yeah.
nearly done here. Now, fish, let's say 130. Let me check my poultry, my meat. Let's see, halibut's 130.
Mhm.
Yeah, so whitefish in the 125, 130 range. Haddock, if you can find it. I don't typically see haddock like at Kroger's in the seafood section, but when you can find it, oh, we're done. She's done.
On the fish.
Yeah, we're done on the fish. It didn't take long when you only got one.
Oh, JFX says it is strawberry season.
It is strawberry season.
Yeah. The orchards and farms have been posting about it.
Yep.
I
Co-op
love,
has local strawberries today. We
love
found plans.
strawberries.
All right, hang on a minute.
There's plenty of cocktails that can be made with strawberries.
Oh,
Fresh strawberries.
I'll get some this week.
Please do.
Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna test our ice one more time before I start doing things here. You. Totally done.
You still got some temp going on the rice.
Yeah.
It's on them.
All right, here's where things are gonna get a wee bit tricky.
Okay.
Might need some extra help here.
You need an extra hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gonna need an extra hand here. You hold.
I'll hold this. It shrunk.
It shrunk substantially, but that's okay.
It did.
Okay, don't you all laugh if it all falls to
It won't.
pieces. Oh, it will.
No matter if it falls to pieces, I just don't want it to fall on the floor.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna let that sit and cool off, and we're going to.
It's off. It's off already.
No, I want it on.
That's
I
one
need
more.
to reduce this down substantially. All right.
Here we go.
Sorry.
High?
Yes, I want to reduce.
Okay.
It needs to boil.
All right. So
Gotta boil it.
there's our fish.
So that spice
Oh.
stuck to it.
The J effect says that also means it's the start of James's lemonade stand.
I know I'm provided.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Okay, that's.
Well, you know we're going to want some.
We're gonna make something with it too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is done.
All right, I'll turn off the 1 minute timer.
There you go.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and just put the shrimp back in it so it warms back up. I don't need to cook it; just need to warm it
yeah,
up.
it's cooked.
So we'll
It's been
nestle it in
cooked.
here.
Mhm.
That way, when we
Serve it.
serve it, I can just pull some.
Everybody gets a couple slices.
Yeah. We'll garnish.
You need a cherry?
We'll take a cherry.
Garnish.
Oh no, I'm gonna garnish with those onions.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take 2 or 3 minutes and let this boil down. So we've got a nice sauce to go over the top of our fish.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna cut a corner out that nobody's gonna notice is gone.
You taste it?
Oh dear God. There's another corner.
Well, that's good. That's got great flavor.
We're not gonna spoon this over because Chili doesn't like tomatoes.
a
We're gonna
touch
spoon it
of
around.
heat. Just a touch of heat. That's good. That's really good. Yeah.
It did. The edge fell off.
That's okay.
This is delicious too.
It looks good. I don't mind like the tomato juice sometimes.
Well, this has
Especially
a lot
like
of flavor in it.
heavily flavored tomato juice.
So I've started buying the Muir Glen tomatoes at the food co-op.
What?
the brand is Mirrored Linen, and you can buy Hunt's at Kroger or whatever brand at Kroger, and you'll have a great canned tomato. The Mirrored Linen, there's like something, I don't know. It's almost like they're tomato-ier, if that makes any.
Debbie says Angel David wants some of that fish.
I'm sure Angel David wants some of that fish.
Yeah.
Angel David is the cat.
Yep.
Yes, I have asbestos hands. I can stick my hands down in the pot.
Pam says that if you go to the Marion Farmers Market Saturday, stop by the Union Street Arts Fair.
Ooh.
At the square. If all goes well, she'll have a booth there.
Oh, excellent.
That's awesome.
Then we'll swing through there. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah, I may not go.
No, I'll run over there. I might get gender with them.
I'm a little
Okay.
little busy. Are we reduced sufficiently?
We're reduced sufficiently.
We have burled the water out.
Take one little.
Nibble it.
Uh-huh. I'll go blow on it, though.
Oh, of course. Please
Can you
do.
tell my sinuses?
Please blow on it.
Oi.
What was that?
Oi.
Oi? I thought that was an oi, not a wee.
Yeah. Wowzers. That was delicious.
Yeah. It's going to be something else. You want me to grab hold of that? Can we do that? I won't grab hold of that.
Well, I was just going to spoon. It's okay.
Okay.
Spooning gives me more control.
I'll spoon you.
The reason I wanted to kind of reduce it is so it wasn't quite so liquidy.
Mm-hmm.
I still want some liquid. That was almost a oops.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm still going to get some that kind of leaches out. Like you can see it starting to ooze a little bit, but
no, they can't see because they're on us. They can't see.
We're gonna see here. Just hang on a second.
Slide it over to the big.
There we go.
Ta-da! Where's the fish? Oh, there it is.
Well,
It's
it
in
is
the
all
middle.
kind of one note on the color. So we'll fix that here. We'll do that.
A whole lot of red and brown.
I didn't go to finishing school.
No, definitely not. She definitely did not go to finishing school, folks. She's 100% just what you got. She is what you get.
I am interested in good food that tastes good.
Yep.
Not as much worried about
Prettiness.
I need a bowl.
I'll get you a bowl. You get out of the way.
I need one of those.
I get it. Move your butt.
I'm moving. Trying to find something to put rice in. My poor nose. Everybody who watches knows that my nose is going to run. Don't you know?
It is.
Thank you.
Everybody else is disappointed because you didn't wash your hands.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Too late now. I'm out of cocktail.
Oh, well, darn it.
I know. 38 minutes in, and she's not washed her hands once, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
I rinsed them off a while ago. Okay.
I didn't hear it.
This bowl might not have been the best option for yellow rice, but what the hell?
It is what it is. It's got shrimpies in it.
It does. I'm going to put the shrimps on top. So I'm using this as kind of a serving bowl, not we're going to, as in, serving at the table bowl, not serving it to eat out of a bowl because there's a lot of rice in it.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. That's at least 2 people's of rice.
Oh, more like 6. All right. There's some rice.
Ta-da! And that's dinner. What else do we have?
That's it. We have a shrimp. We have a shrimp. We have a shrimp.
We're 40 minutes in.
And we're going to have a shrimp.
And we're done.
And a fork and a shrimp.
Yeah. You're gonna
And some
knifer?
rice.
We don't need a knifer.
Nope.
What you got there? Oh.
We have a shrimp.
It's
Probably a hot shrimp.
Yeah, that's warm. It's smoking a little bit.
Well,
Please do.
I have a delicious shrimp.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
And the good news is that sauce that's on that fish can go on your rice too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, delicious.
Oh,
hot
so
rice.
good.
There we go.
Mm.
All right, let's show them everything one more time. And then I'll take us a picture before we eat.
All right. So what do we have? We have haddock.
So we have a haddock fillet, which is not necessarily
Caribbean,
yeah,
but it's whitefish.
It's whitefish. We can get it. Snapper would be good, but I never see snapper around here. We kind of low simmered it as opposed to a braise. You can poach, you can bake, you can simmer. That's the best way to deal with haddock fillets.
Mm-hmm.
You can bread and fry them. Man, this is a better setup. The Creole sauce, so lots of onion, garlic, tomato, Caribbean spices, JFX seafood. Put a little bit of candied habanero from King Tiger Farms to give it some heat. Then we've got our saffron rice that I added a couple pinches of saffron to, plus some turmeric. If you don't have saffron, can't find it, don't want to, it is expensive, so if you don't want to spring for it, turmeric is your friend here. Turmeric will give you the color and mimic the flavor. Garlic, peas, and shrimp with the same JFX treatment.
Thank you, everyone, for all of your comments about how gorgeous and yummy and delicious it looks.
My nose.
I hope so, because I'm going to be eating it.
My nose.
Yep.
My nose.
Yeah, I know. Your nose. Your nose is your nose.
So there we go, folks. You can put them back on us if you want. I'll take pictures and put them up real fast.
Yeah.
So, cheers. That wraps our Caribbean adventures
for 2025.
For 2025. And I am so far behind on posting recipes, it's not even funny. So when the semester's over, I will get on that.
What are we doing next week?
So next week we're setting sail
back
up north, and we're going to land in France.
Oh.
And we've got my French is better than my German. I think we've got 4. I've got a conference in May, so we might be down to 3 Mondays.
Okay.
I don't remember. One of the Mondays toward the end of May, I'm going to be gone. But so we have at least 3 treks to France.
Mm-hmm. We're staying in France the entire month.
We're staying in France the entire month.
Oh wow!
I group the Caribbean together because otherwise you're kind of it's a lot of the similar.
It's similar.
France, however, we'll bounce around a little bit. We'll do some typical French. But when you get to like the Alsace region, it's a little bit German-ish, Austrian-ish. Alsace.
You're full of the Alsace.
Alsace.
Yeah, you're full of the Alsace region.
You've been there.
100%.
You were there at the Zinc Winery.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So depending on kind of what country France borders, you get a little bit different flavor than what we would maybe think of stereotypically as France. But
because are we going to do Parisian or no?
We'll go to Paris.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I mean, Paris is kind of next week.
Okay.
We're gonna croak a madame next week.
Oh, so. We're gonna croak something.
We're also, since JFX is watching, next week when we go to France,
we're gonna highlight the new spice.
Oh my god, it smells good, and my nose is just on the freaking label.
Yeah.
Pardon my French. Cinnamon spice is a limited edition. I hear they've only got about 60 jars left. If you want one, you better hop on their website because they're going to disappear. And I bought 2. Actually, I bought 4, but I gave 2 of them away.
Yeah.
So we're going to play with that next week with dessert.
We're going to do the dessert with it. And some flame.
And some cognac.
Yeah.
And a nanner.
Where is my flame saber?
No, I think I put them up here. I think if yours is up there. Other side. Very edge. I think it's on the very edge. You can move the phone. Hold, please. He's getting a toy.
It's not a flame saber.
No, I thought the blue one is not right there. No, it's red, not blue. He got a toy.
I got a Christmas gift. So we're going to get to play with it.
Sorry, that was almost Blue Curaçao out my nose.
We're going to play with it next week.
It's
made for lighting up fires outside with royal.
We're going to light up a fire inside.
We're going to light up a fire inside, though.
All right, so we're headed up to France.
Yep. Happy sails, happy journeys to us. Hopefully we won't sink.
We won't sink. So we might, I don't know, we might go up in a plane, but we're not going to sink.
That's right.
All right, folks, thanks for hanging out with us. Join us next week when we and go
get all hotty-totty and
hottie. I'm not going to get hottie. I'm not doing the hoity-toity.
Yeah, she is.
Nouveau riche Francais cuisine. No way.
No.
All
right.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll have some fun next month, and we'll check out some new ingredients and some new dishes, and have some fun with fire.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy this.
All right, folks, have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.